Hi Libra. So I would like to take a chance to that anyone, wherever you are in the world right now, you're safe, you're loved, but most importantly, Libra, that you're working with other people in order to maintain that sense of well-being in your life. So I'm going to try and do readings for everyone. I wasn't sure how to offer support to my community, and I decided the best way to do it would be to try and do some readings for the month. I'm going to pull you. Okay, you got the Come to the Edge card. Try not worry about the Come to the Edge card. Sometimes it means that you're moving way out your comfort zone. Okay. Obviously, every single one of us on earth right now are out of our comfort zone, Libra, okay? Most of us don't like being out of our comfort zone, but it's when we get out of our comfort zone that quite often great change can happen. It's when we break through that threshold. It's when we open new energy centers. So don't be frightened about coming to your edge. Obviously, I hope some of you aren't on that edge because of too much pressure. Yeah. I've not really found the Come to Edge card like that. If it was coming up in reverse, it might have a little bit of a different meaning, but it doesn't tend to show up that way. Quite often it shows this pushing beyond your normal limits. Now, I'm not expecting the readings to be at all straightforward, Libra. So I'd love it if you could honour the fact that I'm trying to read for a global community that's having a very, very challenging time. And I would really appreciate if we could all honour that with each other. So let me have a look at what's... I'm going to actually shuffle one more time. There we go. Got the Six of Wands behind you with the Three of Cups. That's lovely. Some sort of victory, some sort of celebration. I would say these cards will be the last week of March. I'm going to try and get these out over the weekend. So, which means the last week of March you'll have this sense of victory and a sense of celebration going on. Now what you want is the wheel to turn. The gift is the King of Swords, okay, upright. The challenge is your own card. Okay. Three of Wands in your relationships. Some sort of waiting here for some story to conclude itself. Knight of Pentacles in your money and work. It might be slow, but it's not over with Nine of Pentacles, Libra, okay? And the Nine of Pentacles on a soul level. Knight of Pentacles in your financial and work life. Out comes the Seven of Pentacles. There's, some of you are waiting for something here. I think it looks, for some of you, it's your own card. For some of you, this might be a relationship dynamic with this Three of Wands. For some of you, it's actually a legal dynamic. There's a sense that you're waiting for this wheel to turn, which is always about a clock. It's always about the hands of destiny. I'll see, I'm going to shuffle, see if I can get a major or an ace. But if no major or ace comes up, it just means that the story is not concluding itself. Not a situation that everyone wants to hear. Okay. But it looks like it might be not far off, because the World card is the ending of the story. And then we start again at the Fool card. Okay. It was the fifth card that I pulled when I shuffled. So I tried 5 times. Ace of the World. I just put the cards down and I just go, no, there's not a conclusion that wants to be shown yet. The World card is that sort of conclusion. It's a bit like the Death card, but in a much more positive. I'm not saying the Death card doesn't have positive connotations, but the World card is like a conclusion, because she's about to launch her brand new destiny. Okay, but something going on here for some of you is with this King of Pentacles is the gift. No, the King of Swords, that's what I mean. I'm not quite fully, I might make a lot of mistakes, Libra. I just hope you forgive me and give me your good grace. So the King of Swords is the gift. And King of Swords is having control of your thinking, of your mind, okay? He's got his crown on. So he's got this very, very, he's a king, he's a master. He's not getting, it's almost like you're not going into this anxiety and this fear. Because if you think of cards like the 7, 8 and 9 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, it's like a mental hell when we live in our minds. So we're living in the future and the past. We're imagining the future and our minds are going around in circles. The King of Swords means you've got mastery over your mind. He is the gift, which is helping you get this Wheel of Fortune. So there might be someone acting in your favour. Now the King of Swords, I want to actually ask for a clarifier. Yeah, with the Two of Wands. There's definitely a feeling of uncertainty here about the way forward. Because if the King of Swords is helping you get the wheel, so this might be about receiving support from someone. Yeah. King of Swords is quite an official person. Or this is you. You've got this, even though you've got the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands is, oh my God, shall I go right? Shall I go left? There's still a sense of not drowning in that state of mind, keeping your head above water, keeping afloat, which is always a very good sign. But there's a lot of energy of uncertainty around you, around something, okay? Because the challenge is your own card, the Justice card. This could be a legal situation, but the Justice card is also about harvest time. So reaping, basically. And because it's the challenge and that feeling of uncertainty, and because the World is the eventual outcome, which is a conclusion, there's a feeling in March, Libra, that there's a bit of a question mark hanging over you, okay? Give me a minute, I'll try and keep digging and keep clarifying. The Three of Wands in your relationship, so this is either going to be your ship's coming in, because with the Three of Wands, something's on its way to you. You know it's on its way. So it's not one of these cards like being lost looking out to sea. You're just awaiting someone arrival. So tell me why the Three of Wands is here. Oh, it's with the Two of Swords. Yeah. There's definitely a feeling for you, Libra, of this, a little bit of uncertainty, and I keep saying it, but I'm not getting it hugely bad. And the reason that I'm not getting it hugely bad is that King of Swords. Because to be a king and queen in the Tower, it's not the British royal family. It's something that you've earned or you're earning. And it's about earning this fantastic mental equilibrium, this mental peace. Because you've got it and it's helping you get the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost this peace of mind. Is because the Wheel of Fortune is Goddess Fortuna. She's about blessings, good luck. So there's this sort of sense of peace that even though you feel that you're waiting on something, you definitely are, or even someone to act. There's almost a sense of calm. And you might be coming to your edge with it, because I said the coming to edge card. I've never had it as a negative card. It can sometimes be a little bit tense. because you're out of your comfort zone. And when we're waiting on someone else to act, and when we're waiting for something beyond our control, we always have a sense of tension, Libra. And the whole world is dealing with something beyond its control right now. And that's why I love the fact that you've got this crown, because you might be able to keep a lot of mental calm when other people around you are not. Yeah. So having this mental calm means that you've probably got a little bit of a job to do, which is about keeping balance, keeping calm as much as you can, even though there's some strange waiting energy going on in your relationships. What's the Knight of Pentacles about in money and work? Knight of Pentacles isn't a bad card at all. It's a very slow moving card though, which is maybe connected with this. There's a feeling quite often that nothing's moving with the Knight of Pentacles. It's one of these cards, as a reader, I sort of go, oh my God, when it shows up, because some people would say that the Knight of Pentacles never moves. I always say he does, but it's a slow moving energy. Everyone's life's going to be like that for the month of April. Libra, it ain't going to be a time. It's a time where everything's going to slow down, because our priorities are going to be our health. Because maybe that's what's creating the frustration, is a slowdown. I'm going to get a bit of advice cards for you, by the way, so don't worry. Because the Nine of Pentacles at a soul level, and then the Seven of Pentacles, these are all pentacle cards, but with not much moving. Okay? When we deal with the Earth realm, we always deal with the issue of time. Always. If you deal with the King of Swords, you can close your eyes right now and you can be in Hawaii, can't you? That's how the swords work. You can be in my living room talking to me. But when you're dealing with the earth, you're dealing with this very, 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 very slow turning of the wheel. And I don't want you to get frustrated. So I'm going to ask for some advice for you. Now, Seven of Pentacles is still a waiting card. Please don't shout at me, because none of these cards are about, you're not in a Five of Pentacles situation. And if any of yous are, I don't know if people have got the ability to transmute prayers. I tend to feel that we do. And I've just sent a massive one to all of yous. But you're dealing with the slow moving of time here. And none of us like dealing with the slow moving of time, but these are all quite peaceful cards. So I kept shuffling till I got a major. It was the last card, which meant it didn't really, really, really want to appear. But you didn't get the Hangman. You got a conclusion card, which means all this pentacle energy is going to come to some very, very positive conclusion. The gift is keeping this mental calm and this mental equilibrium, because if the mind is at peace, there is no problem, Libra. Because there's not really problems here. Everything's goddamn slow. So a bit bored, a little bit frustrated. But if the mind doesn't see a problem, there is no problem. That's the basic tenets of Buddhism. Yeah. So when we nurture and look after our minds, our mental health is so important to us, because it controls all our body systems. Now, I'm not saying everything simultaneously sorts itself out, but we get to be grounded, we get to be calm, and we get this well-being. I'm going to ask for some advice for you, Libra, because there's something a little bit I don't really want to use this word. I mean, it looks like the end of March is brilliant, but it's a little bit of it's almost like quite a strange reading. And I don't know if a lot of people's readings are going to be like that. I don't know if some of you are having to self-isolate. That might be the case. a self-isolation. So there's not a lot going on. There's just a lot of pentacles doing very little because they take time to grow. Okay, your advice. Very beautiful. Okay. So you end in an ace. You begin as for everything's back to front, Libra. I need the King of Swords right now. You begin in the ace and you end in the ace. So there's something to do with a new financial chapter. Okay, definitely. For some of you, there might be a new emotional chapter. I don't always read the Ace of Cups that way. Sometimes, for some of you, there is, but the Ace of Cups is a very, 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 very blessed card. Probably the Ace of Cups, the Sun card, and the Star card are my three very, very big, I call them adorable karma cards. And you pull two of them. And it's like a feeling of, there's something very, very slow going on for you. I think some of you are going to be self-isolated, by the way. And that's why nothing's happening. It's not that nothing's happening, but it's a feeling that very, very little is happening in your reading. Although nothing bad was going on either. It was like a big, big pause. But look at your advice. So the Ace of Cups is the Eye of the Divine. It is the Wheel of Fortune card. A sense of some energy that's looking out for you. Very, very hard card to describe the Ace of Cups. It's almost like describing a colour to someone who's got colour blind. The Ace of Cups is a feeling. It's a feeling of being connected to something way greater than yourself. This is where all health comes from. And the best way to build your immune system is to tune into this card, Libra, okay? Because as we open ourselves up, because both of these cards are very, very open, but they're open in a way to a very, very blessed energy. Very blessed, very... I can't get the right word. It's almost, you know, when spiritual energy descends into the body. It's like being open to this energy, allowing it in as if it's every breath you're taking in this beautiful grace. Because grace is also a card if any of you have been ill. Grace is the remission card. If any of you are struggling, this is a card of remission. But it's about opening up and sharing. Look, it's the water bearer. Opening up. The best way to cope with this month as well, it's about becoming a we and not an I. Okay? When we're going to panic, we become an I. That is very, very much very ego-centered. But when we become a we become very, very, very open to this energy. How best may I serve the whole? How best may I serve? How best may I open up? What can I do to help? And you know what I do? See, sometimes, Libra, I do a lot of metta praying. So metta praying is sending loving kindness to everyone, especially may all beings feel safe from harm. You know, I don't really like talking about spiritual credits because we shouldn't do prayer and all that to gain them. But it's almost like having money in your bank to say prayers. But we always have to do it with our intention as pure as possible. But that is how it's the good that you do that comes back to you. So your advice is this beautiful, beautiful openness of energy. And if you need to rest, you rest. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing these readings because I wanted to. but I'm also going to rest. I'm going to switch off. I'm going to read books. I'm going to do whatever needs to do, and I'm going to replenish my cup. The Ace of Pentacles, some financial thing is being concluded. Do I think it might be right at the end of April? Maybe even a bit after that. But something's being worked out here. And I almost want you to breathe in this energy and let it fill your cup. And when your cup is full, then what we can do is we can offer that to prayers for the world, to prayers for, because really we need to create a world where everyone feels safe and everyone feels loved, because Libra is about right relationship, not with one but with the all. Okay, that's the esoteric meaning of Libra, and we're all being asked to really step up into this energy. How do I become in right relationship? And it's funny, I did you, and I've only done you and Aquarius signs, the air signs, and I've been really very into your energy, because air travels, prayer travels, and maybe it's time to really come into that energy, Libra. Anyhow, I'm going to go. Even though there's something, it's almost, I think some of you have been forced into isolation, by the way. With those cards, I'll take the isolation, Libra. It looks like your soul's going through a cleansing, a healing, a remission, an opening. But remember, the I becomes the we, and that's how we begin to redream the world into something that presents the health for everyone and not just the few. Anyhow, my preaching is over. I love you, Libra, and you know what? You know who you are. The ones that have constantly been having readings from me, and love you, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.